So Gamers Print My Shed here. Microtransactions. Why is that allowed? Why is that normal now? Why does that seem to be a normal thing, and why is that accepted? Just seeing a lot of it at the moment, knocking about on, and pretty much not every game, but games like, you know, you got Call of Duty, you got season passes that come out, you got your map packs, you know, you got games like Dead or Alive Final Round, which has just come out, and you can download the game for free, but the story and some of the characters have come out and you've got to buy them separately. You've got Resident Evil Revelations 2 coming out, and that's going to have weekly episodic episodes that you can download for a set price. You got Forza 2, you know, you got all these cars, and instead of playing the game and unlocking the cars and, you know, playing the game like it was supposed to be intended, which is what I used to do when I was a kid, you can unlock all the cars straight away, but you've got to pay money for them. You can pay, and I think the highest paid car, your Lamborghini or Ferrari something, is like actually in the hundreds, like 100 quid or $200 or something. And there are actually idiots that go out there and actually pay this money. And if you are paying that kind of cash to unlock a digital car, may I suggest, well, it's your money, you can do what you want with it, but you know, give to charity if you're gonna just burn your money on a car, a fake car that you can't really drive in real life on the computer game. Evolve's just come out. That's heavily based around DLC and microtransactions. You've got character skins you can buy on there for different characters. You've got different coloured guns you can buy, different skins for your guns. It just seems to be everywhere, and there's nobody doing anything about it. There was none of this when I was gaming, when I was growing up. None of this at all. Not even, there was none of it from the NES all the way up to the PlayStation 2. It was only in the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 era where we've seen these decisions where it's like, how much, all these big companies saying, how much money can we get out of these gamers? Let's see what we can get out of you. Evolve cost me 40 quid. And if you top up all the DLC, it comes to like over £100. It's just absolutely mind-blowing. And there seems to be nothing at all. Nobody's doing anything about it. So any young gamers that are coming up or just getting into gaming, let's say that they're peaking, that they're in their teens and their first console is a PlayStation 4 or whatever, they're going to see this as being normal. They're going to see this as being, you know, they're not going to know any better. You know, I'm not talking like a 29-year-old male who's grown up with gaming since, well, been playing games since he was 5 or 6 years old, going from, oh, hello, going from seeing, you know, going into a shop, Christ, going into a shop and just, you know, you pick up the game off the shelf, you put it in the machine, it worked, there was no bugs, there was maybe a few little bugs, but no game-breaking bugs like there was today. You finished it, and that was it. You waited for the sequel. But games, I'll give you some first aid. Oh. But then you got games now that's like all these things that are just added on through paid walls. I mean, mobile gaming's probably the worst for it, but it just seems to be like a normal thing at the moment. And it's just ridiculous. It's like, why? You know, you've got these games that come out and then you pay 40 quid for a game, and then they want to try and get another 40 quid out of you, or another $60 out of you for a season pass, which just gives you the downloadable content, you know. And DLC, I haven't got a problem with DLC. I've got a problem with bad DLC. I've got a problem with DLC when it's done badly, which, let's be honest, a lot of DLC is a load of shite. Capcom, they have absolutely no idea how to use DLC, how to operate DLC, how to give gamers back DLC that's worth buying. Instead, they'd rather charge $4.99 for a different costume for Ken, or you know, a different headband for Ryu, or, you know, they'll have, you know, Destiny. There was DLC that was content that was taken off the disc that they're going to sell to you later as DLC. I mean, it's just like, we might as well all just drop our pants and just be like, yeah, okay, this is allowed. Yeah, this is acceptable. I mean, you got games like Skyrim. Skyrim. Any Elder Scrolls game, apart from maybe Oblivion, because they did take the piss with DLC with the horse armor and stuff like that. But you got games like Skyrim, Fallout, Borderlands 2. Games that actually, when you bought the DLC, it give you an extra 40 hours of the game. Run. I've got your back. You know, games that DLC that you actually bought and you were like, wow, you know, this has added like an extra 40, 50 hours to the game. You know, DLC that's actually worth it, that's giving something back to the game, to say like, actually here, thank you, thanks for buying the game. We're going to give you some DLC. We'll charge you for it, but here's an extra. Here, you might as well be another game. And then you've got to get the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt's coming out. And the developer of that game has turned around and said, because he wants to set an example, they have actually come out and said that when you buy The Witcher 3, doesn't matter on what system, that when you buy it, you will get 16 pieces of DLC for free. 16 pieces of DLC for nothing. Because he wants to set an example, because he himself does agree as well that gaming and DLC has got a bit piss-takey. Gotta shoot him in the face. So, you know, and DLC hasn't always been around. Like I say, it's just come about the past last generation, maybe. I think. If I'm wrong, leave a comment. But it's, you know, if it's done properly, fair enough, you know. But I think people are abusing it. A lot of developers are abusing it, and it's maybe not even the developers' fault. You know, you've got companies like Activision that have got they're all over Call of Duty at the moment. You know, you've got and Destiny. You know, Evolve. They've said that they're going to bring out the maps are going to be free, but the monsters are going to be like £10, £10 for a monster, just to play as a different monster in Evolve. It's ridiculous, and I just don't even know where it's going. Oh shit! I remember you from Resident Evil 4. Crikey. Where's my friend? So I don't know where gaming's going. I mean, it seems to be it's in a worrying place for me now at the moment. You know, I think there's certain games that get hype, games like hyped games, games that get hype. Some games get more hype than others, and I think that can affect gaming sales. You know, certain sites like IGN. Certain sites like IGN, you know, they I need my thingy gun. Certain sites like IGN will have like a certain game that's coming out soon, plastered all over the front of their website, and because people are visiting IGN every day and stuff like that, and it's one of the biggest gaming websites ever, you know. Boom. But a lot of people are saying that, and I think that can affect gaming sales. And if you notice as well, there's speculation about whether IGN, you know, give fair reviews. It's gonna kill me. So, you know, I just think that gaming has changed a lot, and well, everything changes. Nothing ever stays the same. But I think there are a lot of bad decisions at the moment in gaming that are just being. I'm gonna die here, aren't I? Fuck. And I missed him. Oh, thank God. Now what am I gonna do? Have I got any grenades? I don't think that there's, you know, there's all these bad decisions that are getting made. Did he die? Yes. And it just seems to be like, oh, where were you when I needed you? Where were you? Where were you? I just think there's all these bad decisions that are getting made. You know, and I think a lot of people should be making an example like the developer from Witcher. I think that is a great attitude to have. Microtransactions, I just think, you know, at the end of the day, you don't have to pay them. I know people don't have to pay them. They are there. There are some people that do. Pre-orders as well. I mean, I think, you know, people. I read an article the other day about pre-orders, how pre-orders can be damaging the gaming industry at the moment, because if a game gets a certain amount of pre-orders, then obviously that game's in high demand, and developers have to meet a certain time limit, and that leads to whether, when they bring out and hit time limits, they rush the games to get the games out on time before Christmas, let's say. So the games are coming out broken. Assassin's Creed Unity, Halo Master Chief, we're looking at you. And then they're fixing it with patches, and you know, it's just laziness. It just seems to be a bit of a mess at the moment, and it's very, very sad to see, because it is a hobby that we all enjoy. You know, we all enjoy gaming. We all, you know, we work hard. We're parting with our money, paying these games 40 quid if you're in England, 60 quid if you're in America. Parting with our hard-earned cash. You know, you want a product that you can play. You want it. You don't want it to work. You don't want it to be, you know. I think the worst thing I've heard so far has been the Master Chief Collection. Works fine offline, but for some reason online doesn't work. It takes 15 to 20 minutes. I think 20 minutes is like the highest case that I've heard, where you're sat in a lobby waiting for a game. When you get in the game's broken. There's glitches and stuff like that. There was supposed to be a patch coming out for it from 343 Industries, but apparently the patch has been cancelled, so therefore the game is not getting fixed. So therefore the game is going to stay broken, and Halo is Microsoft's bread and butter, and you can't even get a decent game online. So I just think that is probably the worst. That just sums up gaming for me at the moment. The Halo Master Chief Collection, and that's not a dig at Microsoft, because I still own my Xbox 360, and I loved it, even though I had a lot of problems with it. But still, I think the Xbox 360 is definitely one of my favourite consoles of all time. But that, for me there, with the patching and how broken that game is, pretty much sums it up. Microtransactions, absolute load of bollocks. I think we're going to see more of it before we see less of it, unfortunately. But yeah, that was just a little rant I wanted to go into there. If anything I've said to you makes sense, please leave a like, subscribe. If anything I've said that you disagree with, please, well, leave a comment if you want. I'm not bothered. Well, actually, yeah, you can leave a comment. You know, we're open for discussion. I will reply. I do reply to all the comments I do receive. But yeah, I just wanted to go on a little. I think that was a little bit of a rant actually about the current state of gaming. It's definitely changing for the worst, I think. Even though these games that are coming out at the moment are absolute works of art, and I think the graphics and the gameplay and the worlds that they can design now, it's an absolute privilege to be playing these games and being able to grow up in the time that I have, the period that I've had, and gone through all these games and systems and seen how gaming has changed from my first console, the NES, to my current console, the Wii U, PlayStation 4. And I'm not a fanboy. I hate all that fanboy bullshit. You know, it seems that if you say something bad about one thing, then the other group think that you're saying bad about it, and you know, it's just, you can't please everyone. If you could please everyone, we'd have no world wars. So yeah, that was another video there, just on the current state of gaming then and now kind of thing. So yeah, see you again for another video, guys.